In this week's video, we're going to be building up the Ash Waste Nomads war party, and this is the first in my Ash Waste Nomads series. Let's jump into it. How's it going, guys? My name is Matt, this is my beard, the fork mic is back, and we're doing some Ash Waste Nomads. So I've been really looking forward to this project for quite a while, and now that I've got my diorama off the table, which I did with Graham, Burnt Acrylic Painting, big shout out to Graham, I'm now in a position whereby I can really focus on my next project. And it's going to be a short one, it's only going to take a few weeks to get through, however I'm really looking forward to sharing it with you. So, first and foremost, you may have noticed that things are a little bit different. New intro. I've shaken things up a little bit. In the few weeks that I've been away from doing videos, I've been doing a bit of strategizing, and I've been trying to work out what's going to be the best way to approach my content creation with you guys. So the way that I'm doing it now is I'm releasing a shorter day on the run up to the main video on a Friday, which is this video, and that kind of chronicles in just snippets what's going on throughout, but then you get the big reveal on the Friday with a decent long form video. It's going to be quite fun. And then secondary to that, new setup. You might notice that I've got a new mat. It's a new desk mat that I got from Technically Stable. I bought it outright, not a sponsorship or anything like that, but it came out absolutely gorgeous, and I think I'm probably going to be getting a couple more of these because they're really cool. But outside of that, let's just talk about the Nomads. So first and foremost, why the Nomads? Don't know. Honestly, there's no great esoteric answer. There's no grand reveal. I think it's just aesthetics. I really like the aesthetics of these guys. They are really quite interesting to observe. And then when we got the Shadar Hunters release announced, yeah, it was kind of hammered on at that point that I really wanted to go down this route. So I've pretty much got the entirety of the collection. I don't have the Helmite Riders, but outside of that, I've got everything. So that's what we're going to be building up. I'll hopefully get the Helmite Riders at some point quite soon, but outside of that, we'll be pretty, we'll be pretty full up and busy with what we've got here. So let's talk about the battle plan. First and foremost, we're going to get them built up, get them base coated, and then we're going to look at how we're going to approach the basing, and then we're going to get them painted up. So all of the war party going to get done this video. Now, something I do want to mention is I did do some test bases for like in lieu of doing this series, and I was really quite interested as to how it would work out. I did one which looked absolutely gorgeous. However, the problem I have is applying it to the base when the model is positioned in place, and at what sequence I do that in, be it after the base coating phase or stage, or do I base coat the miniature away from the base, or do I glue it all together, do the basing last, but just be really careful when I'm applying everything, because it is a technical by Games Workshop, which is the Avaland. I'll tell you. I'm going to tell you this recipe. So, bet you really wanted to see a stretch there. So it's a 3-step process. The first step is the Agrellan Badland. So this is a really fine paste that you would apply to the base, but it's also got a nice pigment to it. It's lighter than Gawthor Brown, a little bit more pale, which is pretty decent. But then you flood the area with a Mortarian Grime shade. So once you've done that, you then move into a dry brush of the Underhive Ash. And that creates, as you can see, a really beautiful effect. And it's just, it's nice. I really like it. Aesthetically, it really scratches that itch. So I think I'm going to figure that out as it goes. But before then, we have to build. So let's get these guys built up. And there we go. So they're all built up. Now, I'm not following any particular list or anything like that. I'm just building what I like. This is rule of cool all the way through. So I've got 2 long guns, 2 of the web guns, a couple of the grappling claws, and yeah, they look awesome. Anyway, I think it's time to go on a trip. So it's a bit of a different day today. I'm painting in Clubhouse. I'm going to try and get all of the base colours done on the Nomads, and then tonight and tomorrow I'm going to get all the detail work done. But for the here and now, what I'm thinking of is what kind of a scheme that I want to go for with these guys. Now, the way that I'm thinking at the moment, I did have this really cool idea for like a Death Hands Moth type colorway. So you're looking at like the browns and the oranges with some like green undertones as well. And it'll be interesting to see how I pull it off. But I think on second thought, it might work in my favour to go down the greens route more than the browns route. Like keep it like really dark colours, but like dark greens with like brown hints to it. And then use the iconography of a Death Hands Moth on the banners and the sky mantles and that sort of thing. So let's see how it goes. A couple of time lapses here and there, and we'll check in a little minute. Speak to you soon. So yesterday was really cool. I had a good long time at Clubhouse and spent absolutely ages on the Nomads, and I did quite a lot with them. So I got most of the base colours done, and then I hyper focused on the leader or the chieftain, and I'd got quite a lot of work done on him. Now the colour scheme that I've kind of come up with, I'm really enjoying doing. The contrast of like the dark leather sort of jackets and clothing, like overclothes, with the lighter tan gloves and boots and that sort of thing, which will then lead into like a nice sort of bone colour, and there's like bandages and stuff on them, so it's going to look, when it's all done, it's going to look really, really cool. So as you can see, I've done quite a lot of work on the chieftain. Chieftain looks really, really cool, and I've also done a little bit of work. I'm in the middle of doing some work on the web shooter. Now that does mean that there's 8 more guys to go. However, we're doing metallics at the moment, metallics, faces, and then I'm going to go all the way around everything and look at doing all of the bandage work and that sort of thing, and the bone work, because they're roughly the same colours, just different washes really. But outside of that, it's just a little bit of detail work here and there, then the bases, and we're done. Like, I think I need to do the bases sooner rather than later, so they can dry. But outside of that, like, we're really, really making progress here. I love it. So I'm just going to crack on, and yeah, the next thing you'll see is a big reveal. So speak to you in a sec. And we reached the deadline. So I'm a little bit disappointed in myself. However, it's not the end of the world because there isn't really that much left to do. So I have managed to finish off 5 of the 10. Time was just against me. Simple as that. I've spent my entire Friday painting these guys, and I found that I've been sort of having an issue whereby I'm kind of going a bit cross-eyed when I'm staring at them, because there's such a huge volume of detail on these models, like a lot of volume, an unnecessarily large amount of detail on what are effectively gangers. So I'm not fussed. I'm happy. I'm happy that I've gotten I was going to say 3. I'm happy that I've got the 5 done out of the 10 that I've got. So let's have a look. So I managed to get 3 of the regular gangers and the charge caster and the leader done. Now, the only thing that I'm a little bit unsure of is the base rim choice. I went for a brown just because why not? But I think I might change that to black, because everything else is quite sort of dark and subdued with, like, you know, the nice browns and the brass, and then also the, you know, the silver, so the lead belcher, and that's all been sort of dulled down with Agrax Earthshade and Mortarian Grime, and it really ties the model really nicely together, especially with the base as well, because obviously the Mortarian Grime, that's on the base. So I'm really happy with how I've done these so far. The red accents really help, and the gold accents really help. So I think I'm pretty happy and content with how I've done everything there. As I say, time was against me, so I was meant to be putting in a couple of hours on this last night. However, I had other quite important commitments in the background which sort of overtook my time. Hence why I'm 5 models short of a gang. But it's not a problem. I've probably got another 3 or 4 hours of painting left to do on the remaining 5. And that's not a problem. I can get that boxed off probably after this video has been released. So keep an eye on the Instagram for the completed models. And on that note, I think I'm going to close off this video. So first and foremost, thank you very much for watching, and thank you very much for being a part of this with me. This week's been a bit of a different one for my content, in the sense of I've been doing shorts every day, and I've been doing an Instagram post every day, and I've been trying to keep basically like a consistency with my content posting on the short form stuff, which leads into the long form video. But what that does is it reduces down the time that my long form videos take up, because my long form videos, whilst I love doing, like, you know, the 30, 40, 50 minute long videos, I actually genuinely enjoy them. Like, my viewership just drops after sort of 10 minutes of me waffling. And I'd rather give you guys a clean 10-15 minute video than a waffly 50-minute video, unless it's warranted, because some projects do require a lot of time. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to sign this video off now. If you're new around here and you haven't done so already, please feel free to subscribe. If you like the video and you want to see me continue down this road, please feel free to drop me a like. It feels really good. I have started a Patreon. So my Patreon is basically all surrounding Underlord Mateus. For those who don't know, Underlord Mateus was my Scumathon 2025 entry, who's then kind of cascaded into this really awesome narrative-driven character in Necromunda for me, and I'm designing a world around Underlord Mateus. I'm getting some art done. There's going to be a campaign. There's going to be like loads of different things that I'm putting on the Patreon, and I'm doing weekly to bi-weekly updates on there. There's been a couple so far, and I'm going to be doing another one over the weekend as well. It's going to be pretty decent. If you want to follow me on Instagram, please feel free to follow my Linktree in the description of the video. And outside of that, I've started doing TikTok. I don't know what TikTok is, but apparently I'm doing it, and apparently I'm doing it all right. So yeah, that's been fun and a learning curve. So yeah, feel free to follow me on TikTok too. And outside of that, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more Necromunda content, I do have some Escher videos, which I'm going to try and put the whole box on the screen thing now. So yeah, catch you later, guys, and see you next week.